Hello, Beth's Golden. Thanks so much for joining me today. I actually didn't want to. I didn't have any purpose in mind when I found this kit, but one of my favorite things that Ranger does are these technique kits. And they're really wonderful when you know of a technique and everybody knows what Perfect Pearls is, it seems like. And I've never really gotten into Perfect Pearls. I've had them and I've actually gotten rid of them because every time I've used them, they've smeared and they're just a big mess. And I just never could figure out how to use them. And I think a lot of products that Ranger puts out are fantastic, but if the crafter can't figure out how to use them properly, then they just sit there. And Ranger came up with these really great technique boxes. Tim Holtz has a couple, Dilutions has a couple, Dina has a couple, and now the new Letter It has a couple. This is my first experience with Letter It. I took a thing at Creativation, make and take, and it was fun, but I haven't really gotten into it, just not there yet. Not because I think there's anything bad or I don't like it, I just haven't gotten into it. So anyway, I found this kit at Hobby Lobby and they're $24.99. However, I always use my coupon on them and get them for about 17 or 18 bucks. And to me, that's worth it because it is a class in a box. So let me show you what comes in the box and then we'll do the little tutorial thingy together. And if you like it, then head on over to Hobby Lobby. I know that they carry them there. I'm not sure how many Joann's. Maybe this was at Joann's. Anyway, I've seen them at both places and you can always use your 40% off coupon, which is a great deal. And even if you walk away, not loving how it turned out, at least you got some education on it. And I think that's cool. So it comes with a perfect medium ink pad, and it also comes with the Letter It medium pen, as well as this really great stencil that has hello, cheers, thanks on it, and then a really fun type border right here. And then there's 3 Perfect Pearls that it comes with. This one is it's just Perfect Pearl. So it's like a pretty silvery white. This one is blush, so it's like a pink. And then this one is Perfect Gold. It comes with a little brush and a mini mister, and I think that this has been the key on why I never got into it because I didn't know how to set it. And as I was reading over the instructions and the little pamphlet, it has to do with water. And so I may be addicted now because I know how to set it. And then it comes with 4 or 5 black tags, as well as the little pamphlet that shows you how to do it. So on this side it is in English, on this side it is in French, and on the back it looks like it is in Spanish. So if you're bilingual or if you don't speak English as a first language, no worry, because it has it in a couple different languages. So let's go ahead and start this. I'm going to use the word thanks, or no, I'm going to do hello. So it says I'm going to trace hello onto this with my Letter It medium pen. Now, okay, we'll see how this works, guys. All right, so I'm just going to take my word hello and I'm going to use my pen and stencil this in. So I have to tell you that this pen I am super impressed with. I wasn't quite sure if the fine tip was going to get into these little crevices, and it did. It worked really nice. So from here I'm going to take my brush and I am going to dust it over my wet ink. So I'm just going to, I don't even know how much to pick up, but I'm just going to dust it over my wet ink. And then, now I'm stingy, so I'm going to try to dust some of that right back in there. And then I'm just going to take, oh, that's pretty. I'm going to take the excess off with just another clean, dry brush. Okay, that's kind of nice. All right, and then from here, I'm going to use this Medium Perfect ink, and I'm going to apply it to the stencil, through the stencil. I have to tell you that I don't like how this applied to the stencil. It didn't do very good coverage, and then when it did, it leaked all over the place. So I think I'm going to next time use this to do that. I just didn't like how that worked, and you're going to see what I mean about how it smooshed out. And it smooshed out because I noticed that I wasn't getting complete coverage in my little triangles. So yeah, and so you're going to see like right up here where it's smooshed out. It's still cute. I can still give it, but for a crisper image, I really think that I need to apply it with the pen working through that stencil. I just don't like how it did. But if I want to stamp, I think that this would be really nice for stamping an image and then applying the Perfect pearls. Woo! Almost lost it there. All right, so to set this, they say to just mist it with some water and that'll set it. Now, I'm actually not that happy with how this one turned out so far, but I'm going to set it. We're going to call it good. This is a learning experience. It's a technique box. So I guess it reacts with the water and then it sets up. I want to actually take it from here using the technique, this technique, and actually stamp with a stamp and see how that works with this ink. I love the pen. I love the pen and I love the words. That is so cool with the Perfect Pearls, but I don't like the technique, how I did it with the ink going onto the stencil. I just don't think that worked well at all. So I have a stamp foam pad down right here, and this is going to help me get a crisp image. And I'm actually going to use the Hedgehog Hollow September 2018 subscription box stamps because I think that they're going to be really pretty on this. I think this will be great. So let me see here. I was thinking of this one. I think it's a little bit too large for the tag. Yeah, it's a little bit too large for the tag. I thought it would be pretty to stamp this image and then do this a different color. You know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. So I'm going to just do the perfect medium with this, and I'm going to stamp with, I think I'm going to do this pearly white this time, and then I'll do the inside of the flowers, the pink, or maybe the gold. And then from here, let me stamp that detailed image of the flower, and we'll do the pink over it, the rose gold, I think it was. It's called blush, excuse me. Pretty. I like that a lot better than the other one. And like I said, I'm still learning, so let's go ahead and spray and set this. And then I want to do the bloom word with it and a couple stamps off to the side. A really nice shimmer. So for this one, I'm just going to stamp this image off to the side. Well, let me see if I got room. Really quite lovely just as is. In fact, I want to put a little smaller sentiment under the bloom. And then I'm going to add the flowers around it, but I really like that one. That's very pretty how that turned out. I love this script though too, so that could be why. And you know, the beauty of these boxes is they give you a lot to play with, and it's not so much that you're walking away, I think, with the product. It's more that you're learning a new technique and how to, you know, how to do this. So I'm not necessarily upset that I didn't like how the box taught me how to do it, how mine turned out. I mean, that's just part of it. Bloom where you're planted doesn't fit, so I did the pearly white on the top. And so now I'm going to go through with that one stamp that I did the inside of this image with. And I'm going to stamp around, kind of around the edges on it. But I'm really liking how this card is turning out. This ink, I don't know what it is, but it kind of reminds me of embossing, just regular clear embossing ink. I could be wrong, but it definitely is applying like that, and it stays wet for a long time, which makes me think that I could emboss with it as well. So that's nice that I can use it for a couple different things. This is an entirely new system to me. I know it's been out on the market for a while, and then I'm totally out of the loop. I get that, but I've never played with any of these products. Well, I have played with Perfect Pearls, and I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So I think that's all I'm going to do, actually. I was going to try to go all the way around, but I think I like just that. I love this tag. This is my favorite one that I've done so far. I really like that ink on the stamps, and it does beautiful detailing ink as well. Now, I want to go back and try the first technique that the box tried with us, in which I use that stencil again, and I'm going to do it like the box said, but maybe this time I'm not going to try to push so hard into my stencil, and see what that does. So I did a little bit of a lighter touch, and I don't see hardly any of it. Yeah, so there really wasn't much that came through on that. I really think that your best bet with stencils is going to be the Letter-It medium pen, because the ink pad just doesn't smoosh down like it should. I think just basically what I've learned from this process is that this is pretty cool. It's fun. However, if you want to use a stencil, pull out the pin. The pin is for stencils and writing. The ink pad is definitely for stamps. Perfect. It's not as beautiful as this lovely bloom one, but it does work on stencils with the pen. So this was a really great kit to use. I highly recommend any of the Ranger Technique kits. Just use your 40% off coupon at, and look, I'm taking my finger and it really, I mean, there's a little bit of residual, but it holds pretty well. Okay, that's good to know. So anyway, I chased a rabbit right there. Anyway, these technique kits are fun as long as you go in understanding that this is an opportunity for you to learn and play like you would in a class. And you know, I learned a lot from this. I learned now how to set my perfect pearls. I learned which medium is best with what I'm using, stencil or stamp. So to me, this was a total success. Will I really use all these tags? Probably not. Probably the only one I'm going to use is this one. This one might show up on a card or something, but I really like that one. Anyway, if you're interested in the stamps that I used, check out Hedgehog Hollows. It is her September subscription box. I don't know if she has any left, but it doesn't hurt to go over and look. And then for this, again, it's the Ranger Technique box, and it is the Letter It. Just out of curiosity, you guys, what kind of technique would you like to find in a box from any of your companies? Don't just limit it to Ranger, but is there anything out there that you think is cool but you can't quite figure out or you're intimidated by? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really curious to know what people, like what kind of something that could come in a box like this. What would you like to learn? That would be awesome just to share and see. All right, until next time, happy crafting!